Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all honor, all glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rukah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect, starting with the 144,000 governing body of the nation of Yasharallah, and the men, the women, the children, the true believers in the name of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. May He have mercy on you in these last days. It's your brother, I'm Nan wa Allah, coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing, will be edifying. And I was meditating on, literally, if the Spirit just came on me. I went across a verse in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, in the Good News translation. And, one of the things that's required in this truth is to be disciplined and to show love. And, Lord willing, this will make sense because these precepts that, I put together through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, they speak to what what the subject matter is about. And it's simple. Discipline and love, they both are synonymous within this truth. One example would be the way the apostles, what? Let me just get that real quick. This is what I get when I see brothers getting rebuked. This is Proverbs 27:5. An open rebuke is better than hidden love. It's in the NLT, which is secret love. And so that's the point. It's a disciplinary process. When a brother go off or he may be lacking, hell, you gotta be disciplined within your own self. But the love part, it comes from the culture, that's within the Israelite world. And that culture is when you know a brother is going off, if you really love him, you're gonna acknowledge what he's doing, and Lord willing, he'll repent. That's the real love. And that is a commandment right here. Whenever you read a precept, that's a commandment. Open rebuke is better than secret love. Now I want to do something real quick. This says discipline is the ability to control oneself and follow rules or orders, which is the commandments. It can also refer to a process of teaching someone to be responsible and self-control. That is the role of the apostles, the elder brothers, the disciples, the teachers, the bishops, fathers in their household, and just brother with a brother, right? That also goes down to your children in your household. Discipline is very important. And you being disciplined is very important. I lack discipline in a lot of areas. This is one of the reasons why I'm doing this lesson, to put the light on my own self. Because one of the commandments in these scriptures is to examine yourself to see if you be in the faith. And so that's another reason why I'm doing this lesson, to hold my own self accountable, to being disciplined in things that I know I'm lacking in. And if a brother was to tell me, that's an example of him being disciplined and showing me love. Where he would be slacking if he knew I was going off and he ignored it or made height, just put it by the wayside and didn't acknowledge it. And it's specifics, It could be something that the brother is really doing that is clearly going off and could ultimately, take the brother out. So you would not be a sincere brother if you don't warn your brother. And again, that's love. It says, definition: the ability to control oneself, the ability to keep working at something difficult. It's going to take discipline to keep pushing this truth when we going through Jacob's trouble. When we're losing our family, when you lose your woman take your children, you lose your job, no income coming in like you used to. These are all things that will prove, most important, do you love the Lord? And the next, are you disciplined? And that's the spirit, honestly, that he has to give to you. It says the process of teaching someone to be responsible, self-controlled. All right. Let me get to the precepts now here. So we got to understand what discipline is. I'm gonna read this first because this is the beginning where I got this inspiration to go into this lesson. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, and this is in the Good News translation. So forgive me, 1 second. It says, the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline. Her is speaking of wisdom. And the care of discipline is love. See that? So by default, you show you love the Lord when you are a disciplined person, when you're fighting through a difficult moment in your life to show the Lord that you love him, that you appreciate the sacrifice that he gave through his only begotten son, our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai. All right. That's discipline. And it's love. It says, and let me read this again. Because this, listen. For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline. So when you desire discipline, wisdom will enter into you. And that makes sense. When a person is getting prepared for a fight, for some type of sporting event, they discipline themselves. And naturally, you're going to get better results because you focused on that. So the same thing is required now for this truth, especially in these last days and the times that we're going into. And so I'm going to start from the top. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6 and verse 17 in the Good News translation. The very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline. And again, that her is wisdom. And the care of discipline is love. So the Lord, he sees that you care about being disciplined. You may not be disciplined in everything in your life, but you must find a way to get there if it's detrimental to your salvation. It says, and love is the keeping of her laws. Well, we know the laws was given to the Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? So that's how you show love. It ain't the type of love that you might have thought when I said that in this lesson. No. I'm not talking about Americanized love or Babylonian love. That's corrupt love. Valentine's Day, your woman step out on you and you say you love her and you take her back because you think you love her. And she said, I loved you and you wasn't here for me. You were always working. I love you. And that's why I got weak and I laid down with another man because I love you. Nah, I ain't talking about that love. Or, a nigga in the world come up to you, he give you dap, say, what up? Well, he don't even say that. He was like, what's up, nigga? But then on the back end, he looking at your woman and he want to pop her. Nope, I ain't talking about that love. You know I love you, bro. I don't believe in that shit no more. A nigga tell me he love me if he ain't even trying to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of his ability, calling on the name Yahweh Shem Yahushua, then that's not, to me, real love. He might feel like it, or she might feel like it when they say it, but it's not. And I'm going to show you, because they not keeping these law, statutes, and commandments. And I'm not saying that that's something you're going to do perfectly, but there's a thing called Judges 5:11, which clearly says, where you are by the drawing waters, there you will practice the righteous acts. So you're supposed to practice the law, statutes, commandments. He already know we're not going to get it right. That proves that he's a merciful power. He let his son die, so we got the grace period to practice the righteous acts. So when you practice the righteous act, you're showing love to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But the people that say they love you, when you start practicing like righteous act, you're going to find out that they really hate you. It says, Wisdom of Solomon 6:18, and love is the keeping of her laws, and the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption. Giving heed, paying attention, taking action is the insurance of what? Incorruption. Because outside of that, you are a corrupt individual. And you damn sure ain't disciplined in nothing, because you're fulfilling the flesh all day long. So it's impossible to be disciplined unless it is something that you truly like that's wicked, and you'll find a way to be disciplined towards it to get that fleshly feeling, that euphoric feeling, whatever it is you do that's wicked and goes against, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It says, and incorruption maketh us near unto Yahweh. Exactly. So when you don't have a corrupt spirit, because you're disciplined, you're practicing the righteous acts, which ultimately you're going to be showing love to people that don't really love you. When you tell a nigga you can't eat pork, you practice the righteous act. That was a disciplined move, because it's a commandment, right? And you didn't worry about what the fuck they gonna say or how they gonna feel. Why? Proverbs 27, open rebuke is better than secret love. And so the Lord see that, and that shows that you love him. And that motherfucker, that nigga who was eating the pork, he might not see it. I done told plenty of friends and family members that, and now I understand that they don't love the Lord, because they didn't stop. It wasn't meant for them to stop, really. Verse 20. Therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. What does the scripture say? And wisdom and knowledge shall, Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. What times? Jacob's trouble. And so by being disciplined now, finding ways to fight through your flesh, finding ways to exhort another brother, being brotherly, that's another kind act. Giving money to motherfuckers that necessarily don't need it all the time, you're not getting no reward for that. But when you go out your way for your akim, you might have $400 or $500 in your name, but he might need $100. Give him that $100, and don't always expect it back, because the Lord gonna bless you for that. That is an act of love. As long as the brother is in good standings with the akim, and his situation is just a part of the curses, and he just need help, because we all gonna need help as we get closer to the end. We all gonna have to have that true brotherly love and that true sense of discipline, being able to control your hunger, your sexual urges, right? Your anger, your being disciplined to control your fear. Because remember, you came into the truth for a covering. according to Psalms 91. You came into the truth because you knew that in the spirit that things were about to get bad, and you were called. So the Lord, he tells you, fear not. Be, scriptures tell you, be courageous. So it's going to be a act of being disciplined. Now, will you get scared? Of course. The discipline part is where you remember the scriptures and you pull it together. You get control of your emotions, because we're about to be witnessing the worst of the worst: mayhem, macabre, massacres, murder, rape, all type of judgments that we've never seen. And the love from your brother and your Akim, and the discipline that you're going to have to keep reading, keep studying, keep meditating on the precepts. Brothers is, pushing, getting more into exercising more and eating better. That too is discipline, and I lack those areas. That's why I'm doing this, man. I'm saying it, so now I have to start doing some things. I'm disciplined in a lot of areas, but I don't eat bad, but I could eat better. I'm not just, don't exercise at all, but I could become more consistent, more disciplined with it, make it a part of my life. I mean, at the end of the day, these bodies are rented to us. It would be a very nice, a righteous thing to return this corrupt ass shell back to the Lord in a somewhat of a decent condition. I mean, they ain't gonna make that big of a impact on your salvation, because it was already written who gonna be delivered and who ain't. But damn, that discipline part of what you eat, working out, hell, even what you watch on TV and what you think, all's gonna play a role. And wisdom right here, which would the desire of wisdom will bringeth the kingdom. To desire wisdom means you got to be disciplined, and you got to show love to the Lord, man, and to your Akim. And by default, when you discipline your household, you showing love. When you showing and telling your wife or your children, hey, this is the way of the Lord, walk ye in it, you just show them love. They don't do it, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the Lord got who he chose. And this is going to be another thing that's going to be tough for brothers and you sisters, during that time. The Lord, he might break your family up. Y'all might be, everything. You're going to have the discipline to stay the course and keep seeking the kingdom. It says, if your delight be then in thrones and sepulchres, O ye kings of the people, honor wisdom, that ye may reign forevermore. I want to be, in a royal position. I want to be a king ruling over people. I want to have wives and slaves. I want to have thousands of children, and I want to beat the shit out of Esau every day when I wake up as a part of my morning routine. Right? I want my sons to do the same. I want to teach my sons in the kingdom of heaven how to be, disciplined. But the good news is, in the kingdom of heaven, we ain't going to have to worry about that. It's going to be instilled in us. The wisdom, the law, statutes, and commandments, discipline, worship, and loving the Lord is going to be in us. But the delight and to seek it on this side, it takes a lot of discipline. It takes discipline to have faith, because you got people that put out videos and Thawada, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash, to the elders of Great Millstone, who are the leaders in attacking false doctrine to keep the sheep on track. May the Lord have mercy on all those men. And it's not something that I'm saying to pump somebody up. It's just a fact, because I too was a victim of certain doctrines, and it was the men of Great Millstone that through the words of the Lord I heard them, the water, and now I don't deviate. I'm single-minded, single-eyed. That take discipline. And so when you got people putting up videos about, Esau can make it, there is no Jacob's trouble, or it's only for Esau, it's not for us. It's a blessing to have them type of men to come in and attack that. So whoever the elect may be, they may have got off a little track there, but now they back on. That too take discipline. And that is love, to help the sheep. The ones who the Lord truly called, they're going to hear that rebuke and they're going to correct themselves. It says, verse 22, as for wisdom, what she is and how she came up, I will tell you, and will not hide mysteries from you, but will seek her out from the beginning of her nativity, and bring the knowledge of her into light. And I will not pass over the truth, neither will I go consuming envy, for such a man shall have no fellowship with wisdom. So discipline is very important in this truth, and it requires you to seek the kingdom of heaven, right? To be in line with the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son, and to be calling on the name Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. This is 1 John chapter 5, verse 1. It says, everyone who believes that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach has become a child of Yahweh. Let me read that again. Everyone who believes that Yahweh Shai is the Mashiach, the anointed, has become a child of Yahweh. That means you believe the name is Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, that he only died for the household of Israel, the 2/3 and the 1/3. But he's dealing with the elect right now. You believe that he's coming to kill all of the wicked, including you 2/3 niggas. You believe that his bloodshed was only to cover to cover the sins of Yasher Allah only. You believe that he was born through sex, that he has a lineage. You believe that his skin color is of the dark race, or a so-called black man, and he don't look like no dog. Those is what this mean right here. It ain't got shit to do with the name Jesus and he died for my sins and he loves everybody. That's not love. That ain't love. That's hate right there. And I'm going to explain to you why it's hate. Because when you look at what that's saying, if he loves everybody, that would pretty much erase everything that we got coming to us. You see? And that's a form of hate. Why is it a form of hate? Because when you got a power like that set up this kingdom of heaven and everything that's coming to us, but all of a sudden we're gonna put us on the back burner, and everybody else that put us through hell, put us under the soles of their feet, are going to be uplifted equal to us, or in some instances better. Yeah, that would be a form of hate. That would show that the Lord is truly disgusted with us, and he's rubbing it in our face. I mean, in a sense, we experience that, but that would be the ultimate hatred towards us, and so that ain't gonna happen. Yahweh Shema Shai, he does love the elect right now. He don't really give a shit about you 2/3, and so he do hate you, and so he didn't give you the word. He's got you lauded with the destruction of the heathen. So imagine if he was to remove that and make us all equal. That would be hatred towards us, because we're not created equal. We are the superiors over all nations, according to Deuteronomy chapter 7. So just remember that. It says, and everyone who loves the Father loves his children too. Verse 2, we know we love God's children if we love Yahweh and obey his commandments. Read it again. We know we love Yahweh's children if we love Yahweh and obey his commandments. Loving Yahweh means keeping his commandments. So that's love. And his commandments are not burdensome. But if you're a wicked person, or if you hate correction, you hate rebuke, you hate discipline, burdensome. It's going to be burdensome. It says, verse 4, for every child of Yahweh defeats this evil world, and we achieve this victory through our faith. See, it takes discipline to have faith. And that's why it's going to be a time like never before, because you're going to have to be disciplined to endure to the end. And the only thing that's going to get you to the end is faith, nothing else. The law, statutes, commandments helps you, though. It just read it to you in Wisdom of Solomon. It keeps you in an incorruptible mindset by trying to practice the law, statutes, commandments. And the Lord don't hate you then. Because the scriptures say the Most High hateth sinners, and the wages of sin is death. So that's come from the Lord. Verse 5, and who can win this battle against the world? Only those who believe that Yahushua HaMashiach is the son of Yahweh. Not Jesus, man, and not Yehuda or Yahweh. It's Yahweh. He exists. Yahushua, he is the deliverer. He saves from what? Destruction. This is 2 John 1 and 6. Love means doing what Yahweh has commanded us. And he has commanded us to love one another, just as you heard from the beginning. And I already told you what love is. And I already gave you an example of what loving one another is. Open rebuke, exhortation, giving out warnings. Ezekiel chapter 3 and 17. The watchmen show a lot of love. It says, oh, I don't need that. On to the next precept. This is Revelations chapter 2 and 11. Anyone with ears to hear must listen to the Spirit. Hear that? Listen to the Spirit. The Ruach HaKodesh. Listen to it. It says, and understand what he is saying to the churches. Whoever is victorious will not be harmed by the second death. Who's going to be victorious? Right here. Where is it? Oh, Salakia. Right here. This is the victory right here. It is because everyone who believes that Yahushua is the Mashiach, right? When we know we love Yahweh's children if we love Yahweh and obey his commandments. Loving Yahweh means keeping the commandments, and his commandments are not burdensome or grievous. This is the point. And he who can win this and who can win this battle against the world? Only those who believe in Yahushua. Only those who believe that Yahushua is the Son of Yahweh. So that's what this is going into. This is James chapter 1, and I'm going to start at verse 22. But don't just listen to Yahweh's word. You must do what it says. Discipline. Otherwise, you are only fooling yourselves. Verse 23. This is James 1 and 23 in the NLT. I'm Salaki for not calling that I'm reading in the NLT. For if you listen to the word and don't obey, it is like glancing at your face in the mirror. You see yourself, you walk away, and you forget what you look like, right? When you don't obey this word, when you hear it, you decline to apply the aptitude, if you would say, or get in the spirit of doing so, then man, you pretty much are fooling yourself in the sense you won't be delivered. It doesn't matter if you think you were a nice person or you say you have faith, but you didn't do shit. What to have faith means to do something. And when you're doing something repetitively, that requires discipline. And by default, it shows you love Yahweh Bashim Awashai. All right. It says, you see yourself, you walk away, you forget what you look like. But if you look carefully into the perfect law that sets you free, let me read it again. But if you look carefully into the perfect law that sets you free, and if you do what it says and don't forget what you heard, then Yahweh will bless you for doing it. See that? Yeah, that was it right there. So this is the last precept. He will bless you for doing it. That's a sign that the Lord is dealing with you. And the blessing ain't about some type of money or anything like that. It could be just an increase to understand a precept. It could be that the Akim is reaching out to you more. You know, it could be that he allowed you to help another brother. That's a fucking blessing, man. When you know a brother is struggling and you got the means to give without worrying to get it back or don't even want it back. The Lord put a spirit in you, and that's a blessing. Because number one, that's brotherly love. So that's keeping the commandments. And number two, it show that you love Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. This is the last precept, and I'm going to close out. This is 1 Chronicles chapter 28 and 10. It says, so take this seriously. The Lord has chosen you to build a temple as his sanctuary. Be strong and do the work. Now this is going into when they were building the temple, when King David was basically breaking down to Solomon in the community, or the leaders. I don't want to use community too much, of how to build the Lord's temple. But we're also building a temple spiritually, aka in Babylon, because wherever the people are, that's where Jerusalem is. That's where Israel is. And right now, the majority of us are here in this stinking ass place called America, and we're rebuilding the temple spiritually. And how do you do the work? What I'm doing right now: praying, fasting, watching lessons, studying, getting involved, and most important, learning the ways of the Lord. And the only way you're going to do that is to go where the gates are open, the chief place of concourse. Most of the time it's only your local YouTube station. The word is running like a waterfall. These lessons are going out daily. And that too shows love. The way these lessons are coming out. Some brothers are doing 2 and 3 lessons a day now. The Apostle Tahar said a video a day, and some brothers are disciplined in the spirit to do 2 or 3 a day. Some are doing 1 a day, and some are still doing 1 every other day, and some haven't really gotten the spirit to do it. But Lord willing, this lesson will motivate you. Because everybody gotta, if you understand this truth and you can speak, and the Lord gave you the spirit of understanding, you got to do the work. You gotta get something going, even if it's, a video every 2 or 3 days until the spirit builds you up, because you got to be built up in the spirit. But Lord willing, this is edifying, and just remember, discipline and love are go hand in hand, and it results in a good thing for you, for the mind, body, and spirit, especially in these last days. So call halayim Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom.